Some of you love to text with the men that you like, and some of you simply don't like it at all, because you might find it quite confusing how the game of texting actually works, what to send and what not to send. What you need to know is that certain texts perfectly fit in certain stages of dating and others simply don't. There are 3 stages in dating. The first stage is the attraction stage, and this is the first stage where you just get to know each other. The second stage is the exclusivity stage or the uncertainty stage. And this is the stage where you get to know each other on a deeper level, date exclusively, and that there are no more other people in there. So it's just you and the man that you're seeing. And the third stage is the relationship stage. And this is the stage where your connection gets deeper and you really are going to test to see if you guys could be the one for each other. So as you probably noticed, is that the connection gets deeper and deeper and deeper throughout the stages of dating. And the messages, the text messages, should be accordingly. They should also make a build-up. Because unfortunately what I see is that some women use text messages that should actually be in later stages of dating, and they use them in earlier stages, and this actually kills attraction. So what you want to do is actually build attraction and build love in these first 2 stages. So that's why in this video I'm going to be sharing 7 kind of messages, of text messages that you can use in these first 2 stages. So you actually build attraction and love with the man you like. But before we dive in the video, I'm going to be sharing 7 types of texts that you can send. I'm going to give you something more because I want you to start dating the right type of men. And how you do that is by skipping a Mr. Wrong. And unfortunately, so many women, because I coach women on a daily basis, is what I see is that they are dating the wrong type of men. And it is very unfortunate because they are investing their heart and their time in men that cannot give them an amazing relationship. And I don't want that to be you. So that's why I wrote the ebook 5 Types of Men to Avoid During Dating. And I've made this ebook for free, so you can start attracting the right partner for you. So where can you find this free ebook? I'm going to make sure that's in the description below so you can download it for free. Let's dive right in the 7 text messages that I have for you that are going to help you build love and attraction with the man that you like in the first 2 stages of dating. Let's start with the first stage. And the first stage, the attraction stage, it is very important that you build attraction with a man. And in this first initial stage, it is somewhat normal that a lot of men come and a lot of men go, especially if you are not really sure what type of men to date, which men are good men. So that's why get my free ebook, the 5 Types of Men to Avoid During Dating, so you start dating the right type of men. But still, it is somewhat normal to an extent that quite some men come and go, because this is the first initial stage where you just get to know each other. And even though you might feel attraction towards someone, a couple of text messages or a couple of dates down the line, you don't really feel the same connection. So that is somewhat normal. But what is very important in this stage is that you build attraction. And that's why I created 3 types of text messages that are going to help you in this first initial stage to really build attraction. So let's start with the first one that I have for you in this first initial stage. And that is this one. And you already see me laughing, and you might be thinking, yeah, but this is not so funny. I want to have a text message that is really going to help me, that I can send him. But then you're missing the point here, because how you build attraction with a man, or one of the ways you build attraction with a man, is that he actually needs to take the lead. That he is actually the one initiating, that he is actually the one asking you out on a date. So if you are just focused on what can I send a man, you're missing the point, because he is the one that needs to court you. He needs to be the one to chase you. So therefore, I made this message very simple. You don't send anything. He courts you. He chases you. So let this be very clear to you in this first initial stage. He needs to be the one to be the gentleman that takes you out on dates. This is really what works. The second text message that you can actually send is this one. So very simple. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, exclamation mark, and how are you doing? With a cute smiley. So what this text message actually does, what you need to keep in mind before you send it, is that this is being sent to a man that actually has been quite forward in his energy towards you. So he's been texting you, he's been maybe calling you, has asked you several times on a date, he took you on a date. So you just notice that his energy is coming towards you, his actions are coming towards you. And then it's very okay to send him a message every now and then. And what you need to, or how you need to see this as some kind of reward of him taking the initiative, of him taking the lead. So you have to imagine that he has been trying to court you, taking you on dates, initiating, all that stuff. And then he hasn't really got a message from you, you haven't really been taking any initiative in that. And then one day he gets a message from you saying, hey, how's your day going? Or hey, how are you? Or hey, how's life? And this just makes him see that the effort that he's putting in is actually starting to pay off. And that is what he then needs to feel. The woman that I like is thinking about me. What I'm doing is right. So this is a simple but amazing message that you can actually send him. Then the third type of message that you can send in the first initial stage, so stage 1, attraction stage, is, I just have them here, 2 of them, and I call them green light messages. Why do I call them green light messages? So both of them actually show how successful he was, or how you liked the evening or afternoon or whatever it is, and that makes him see how successful he was during the day. So what you need to know is that men need to feel successful in courting you, in dating you, in being with you in a relationship. And what sometimes women miss is that they don't need a man. They're like, no, I don't need a man. I can do everything by myself, which to a certain extent is true. You don't need a man to go on a date. You don't need a man to drill a hole in the wall. You don't need a man for anything. But what you need to know is that a man needs to feel needed. So if you can make him feel successful and needed at the same time, it is very powerful. So these kind of messages actually really trigger that. It shows that indeed he was very successful in making you happier, because he needs to feel that. Somewhat already needed, because you were happy, and that makes him feel important and needed. But at the same time, this also gives him, and therefore I call them green light messages, the green light, the green traffic light pretty much, that once you have a red light, you stop, of course. But when there's a green light, you continue your journey. And that's the same with these kind of messages, because men then get it like, okay, she really liked my presence. She really liked how I organized the evening. And this is gonna give him the green light to actually court you again, because it is a little bit scary after first date, second date, third date. Did she like it? Did she like me? You feel that and he feels that too. So therefore green light messages are just amazing to make him feel successful and needed, but at the same time give him the green light that it is very much okay to proceed in chasing you. Stage number 2, and this is the stage where you date each other exclusively. So the competition is out. So no other women are involved anymore. No other men are involved from your side. It is just you and him. And this is the stage where you get to know each other on a deeper level. And you're trying to see if you could actually be a couple, if you could work out together, if things could work out between you two. And what you need to know in this stage is that he still needs to have the feeling that he needs to court you, that he needs to chase you in order for his feelings to grow. So yes, in this second stage, you can take a little bit more initiative. That is very okay. But do know that he still needs to feel like he is the man, that he is going to court you, that he is going to chase you. If you take over that role, whether that's in stage 1, 2, 3, 100, there are not that many stages, but if you're going to take on that role, he is going to feel less like a man, and that simply doesn't feel very good. So do always take that in mind, that it is very important to create polarity, you more on your feminine side, he more on his masculine side. And it doesn't mean that you never do anything from your masculine side. Of course you can still do that, but always keep balance to continue to create polarity and therefore attraction. So in this second stage, I have some messages for you, 4 to be exact, that are going to help you build love and attraction in the second stage. And this is the first one in the second stage that you can use. Can I have some attention? Or you can say, can I have some attention, please? This kind of message really needs to suit you though. I'm the kind of woman that likes to have this kind of interaction because I find it very playful. It has some cuteness. It shows that you're not completely independent and that you somewhat need a man to be happier, that he can, by just coming towards you with his energy, make you a little bit happier. What you do need to know about this message is that you cannot send it from a place of neediness. You need to send this from a place of playfulness, of a good energetic state that you're in. And this is really going to this is really going to melt his heart, because he's like, oh, I'm needed. And she's been vulnerable with me in showing what she needs at this moment. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message to send him. But it does need to come from a good energy, because if you're in a needy state and you send him this, it's not going to work because it comes from a needy energy. The second text that you can use in the second stage is this one. And what is so powerful about this message is that you let him know that you like him. And not just that you like any man, but certain traits that he has that you really appreciate. And this is a very playful way and also a flirtatious way of letting him know, I like you. Yet don't use this type of message too often, because this is quite a masculine energy text. And this is a more courting, chasing kind of text. And it's very okay sometimes to be in your masculine energy. I say that very often, but what you need to know is not too much. Don't use this too much, because if you're too much in your masculine energy, he is going to feel less like the man that he wants to be, that he needs to be to court you. So it is very okay to sometimes send a message like this, I like you, or this can be definitely a good example, but don't overdo it, because he needs to be the one chasing you mostly. And as I said, if you do this too often, he's going to feel less like the man and more like the woman, and you create the polarity the other way around, and you don't want to do that, because this actually kills attraction. Permission to put your hands on my ass next time. Men love sexual text. Men absolutely love sexual text, because he needs to feel that you desire him, or better said, that you want him to desire you, that you're very okay with him chasing you in a sexual way, that you're very open to receiving him in a sexual way. He needs to feel that, because he doesn't want to be in the friend zone, obviously. And men also really need sex to feel loved. So this is a very important thing to know, to understand. But don't use sexual texts too much, because this is not the only way to attract a man and to keep his attraction and love towards you. So do use it every now and then. It's very okay to use sexual, playful, flirtatious kind of text. Very fine, but don't overdo it, because that's not the kind of bond, not the kind of connection that you mainly want to focus on, because you also need emotional and mental connection in order to really grow together. And this one, the fourth one, is very powerful as well. Can you help me? So can you help me with building up a closet? Can you help me with drilling a hole in the wall? Can you help me with my computer? He loves it when he can do things for you and he's being appreciated for it. So it is very important to use these kind of text messages in the second stage of dating. This is going to make him feel needed, but at the same time, what is going to show if he can be a good partner or not. Because you need a good partner, and you need a partner that you can build on, that you can rely on. And this is for you also a test to see if he's helpful, if he wants to help you, if he is a good partner. So therefore, it is also very important to send this kind of text messages to make him feel needed, and at the same time also test if he can be a good partner for you. This was the 7th, and with that, the last text message that I had for you. And I really hope this was helpful for you to go through these stages with me and to see what kind of text messages fit and what text messages don't really fit. And I'm quite curious, what kind of text messages do you send to men that you feel are quite successful, so you get a good response with men? Let me know here in the comments below. It's not just for me, but really to help other women also succeed more in love. And with that, I'm going to wrap up, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to get my free ebook, The 5 Types of Men to Avoid During Dating, and I hope to see you at the next video.